Act interview that we definitely had that was focusing on the Data Protection Act. Yes. Now we're off to our topic of discussion today, Friday, 8th July 2022. What are we looking at? We're looking at the tea trade post-COVID times, Uganda's tea industry in general, and much look at the opportunities that are there and the challenges. Tell you what, joining me this morning is Onesmus Masiko, who is a tea grower, I should say,
yes,
and also a member of the Uganda Tea Association.
Yes.
Please, you're most welcome this morning.
Thank you.
Okay. If you were to give us a preamble about Uganda's Tea Association that you are a member, and also how you come to be part of it.
Thank you. My name is Onesmus Masiko, and I am the general manager of a tea processing factory called Mabale Growers Tea Factory. And we have an association called Uganda Tea Association, which brings together all tea processing companies. And Mabale being a member, then I'm a member of Uganda Tea Association. But on a special note, I'm happy to say I am tea farmer, a commercial tea farmer, so that I run and manage a tea factory in an exemplary manner. And on that note also, I am a person of the Tea Outgrowers Association.
The outgrowers part, what does that represent?
Outgrowing means you grow and you don't own the processing facility. So you grow, harvest, and supply to someone's facility.
All right.
So tea farmers, small-scale tea farmers, take their harvest to processing factories, and they are called outgrowers.
Okay. So that means that is independently. When you're an outgrower, you're doing it independently.
You do your farming independently, and you go and sell tree.
All right. Yeah. Now, speaking of tea trade in Uganda, if you're to generalize a look at the region performance of our country, how are we performing so far?
East Africa is the largest tea exporter in the world for this black tea, leave alone the green and things from China. But specifically Kenya is the largest exporter. The East African countries, we sell tea largely through an auction center at Mombasa.
All right.
We call it Mombasa Tea Auction. And Uganda is the second largest to Kenya. We contribute, last year, we contributed 13% Mombasa Tea Auction. And that's good to probably pride in, but unfortunately, Uganda's price earnings, $1.14 per kilo of tea, when Kenya earned $2.08, when our Uganda earned $2.72, $2.7 by Rwanda, 2.08 by Kenya, and 1.14 by Uganda. That's not a good performance, and there are issues around that we shall be discussing. All right.
And speaking of which, if you to look at that, what is your take on the current tea regulations?
Now there you come straight. One of the main weaknesses as a country is related industry.
Okay.
We had tea laws governing the subsector, created starting 1961 to be specific, is when we had a Tea Act, which was changed in 1974 into a tea decree. We had a law that was governing outgrowers, smallholder tea farmers. It was called Uganda Tea Growers Act, UTGC Act. Now, when this government chose a path of a liberalized economy, a private sector, then those acts were no longer applicable to our circumstances. Because right now, Uganda's business is booming because everyone is free to do business the way he wishes. It's a good thing, but on the other hand, its lack of coordination has caused us shortfalls, which have made our poorer quality than our neighbors. And the reason that we have those differences in performance in terms of price. Tea is generally and honestly of a lower quality than our neighbors because of lack of regulation.
Okay. So it is the regulations that you speak of that have actually made it hard.
Yes, because you know, outgrowers, you buy, you grow tea and you sell to a factory. The factory is a customer. The factory is supposed to do quality control to do this is good I buy or this is poor I don't buy.
All right.
Now, one factory is buying and another one is buying. So when one factory says another one buys and there is no regulation, nobody is there to tell you this is a poor standard. Coffee, we have a coffee law. Government comes in, when they meet you with a certain quality of coffee, they impound it and ban it. In it, you are free to sell your rubbish to a willing buyer.
Oh.
And the result is that the country has suffered with less than half the price of Rwanda.
Okay. Let's look about, now we're in the hardship situation. Let's talk more of the challenges now. Let's just hit on the spot.
Yes.
So what are those challenges that you're facing from the tea in Uganda?
I've concentrated on the quality. That's challenge number one, because it is hitting us in terms of price earnings. The other one, probably, which I should have started with, we have more than 45,000 hectares of tea as a country.
Okay.
And from each hectare, last year, 2021, we averaged only 1,800 kilos from each hectare. The norm from us, the industry experts, we should be getting more than 4,000 kilograms.
Okay.
Our tea gardens are giving us less than half of what we should be getting from there. And largely contributing to that is also fertilizer, that farmers do not apply enough fertilizer if they apply at all. A big challenge for this country, and I would like to plead with this government probably to have a look at what our neighbors have done. Kenya subsidizes tea farmers' fertilizer by 30%. It's a new policy in Kenya, and it increased their production. Just in 1 year, when they started on that policy, their production increased by 60 million kilograms. And do you know what 60 million kilograms mean to Uganda?
No.
It's about the volume that we sell. The whole country, 60 million.
60 million.
Is what Uganda produces.
Okay.
And for...
That is ready tea?
Yes, ready to drink.
Okay.
And then, that is what Kenya added.
On that 60 million?
Whatever they were producing, they added 60 by change of policy.
Okay.
In 2019, Kenya produced 330 million, and they added a policy. In 2020, they produced 400 million.
That means they're increasing every other year?
They increased it by 60.
What policy is that we cannot implement here? What's wrong and why?
Ask me. I'm pleading with my beloved government. Why can't we afford? This is not a handout. This is business, that you can get money, inject it into your citizens' tea gardens, and you increase foreign exchange earnings. Bang! It's a deal. It's not like and then this has been now worsened by world commodity prices challenges, because now I'm talking of fertilizer farmers not affording, but now it's one, not readily available, and two, the price has multiplied to more than double. So as a country, we need foreign exchange. Uganda brings in tea brings in 80 million, more than $84 million is what tea as foreign exchange for this country last year. And if we could make an intervention, one on fertilizer, I've told you our gardens are giving us less than half. It means we can, if we if we yielded double, we can increase our 80 million kilograms to 160 million kilograms. The gardens are healthy, and we do some bit of regulation on quality, then we can increase the price from this $1.1 to call it 1.5.
Okay.
I've told you Rwanda did 2.7, Kenya did 2.08. Let's just make a 1.5 or a 2.
Okay.
And we'll make more than of our tea revenues as a country.
And if I may ask, what is your take on tea consumption in Uganda? Do you believe we consume our own tea? Because when you go into retail shops and supermarkets, it is to my surprise that you will still find Ugandans opting for tea that is not made from Uganda.
That's a mindset thing.
Okay.
While I am not comfortable with our quality,
all right,
I want to tell you that Ugandans are not so sensitive about they don't know the best we produce here.
Okay.
And it's a big challenge about traders. The traders opt to buy poorer quality grades from our tea factories. That's what makes better money for them. But our good quality tea is good enough, actually very good for consumption.
Okay.
And Ugandans, leave alone buying foreign teas. Actually, majority of Ugandans don't buy foreign teas. You find foreign teas in high-class hotels. But Ugandans generally buy our local teas. But the problem is the level of consumption.
Okay. Is it low?
They call it per capita consumption.
Okay.
The highest tea consuming countries, every person takes around grams in a year.
All right.
In Uganda, we do less than 1 kilogram per person per year. What do Ugandans, I think when they go chilling, you know what we take. Something that makes you sharp is what you prefer.
Ugandans rarely take tea, by the way.
Yes.
So now let's look at some farmers and traders in regards to, because if we're to look at the policies like Kenya, Rwanda, I believe also the farmers and the traders have as well been part of this journey of saying that the exports are actually increasing. But if you're to draw it into that situation, what is your advice to the traders and farmers to make sure that our exports can as well increase in terms of tea production?
It's not fair to continue looking at government and policy action before looking to ours.
Yes.
Actually, that's why some of us who have that level of thinking, that's why we are promoting a farmers association.
Okay.
We want farmers to work on quality. It's not government that is going to do a quality product. And we are talking of a policy, but why should we call for government policing when we can work on that quality ourselves? So my prayer is to farmers, processing factories, those two categories. Let's work on ourselves. Let's work together. Let's not wait for a whip. Why? And then we increase the quality of our product, we attract better prices, and we share those better prices between as it will be national income, but we the producers will share it between factories and farmers. And primarily it starts from us, as I appeal to government to give us a bit of regulation, let it come at its own pace. We are pushing for it, but let's work on quality. And my submission to government is an urgent need to supply lasers, subsidize lasers, attract financing for new factories, and then this industry can double the benefits to this country.
Okay. So, and you've mentioned about how government is supposed to help, and also how the farmers need to be part of this. But I do believe first is, if I may ask, when you look at the tea processing companies, we have as many as we think will help our exportation to grow.
Companies, no problem in terms of companies, but tea processing facilities.
Okay.
If you may allow me to modify your question.
Yes, please.
It remains a valid question. We have enough tea processing capacity in the country.
Okay.
The answer is no.
All right.
We have traditional tea growing areas, Government has done successful promotion of the industry in terms of supply of free seedlings. We had 21,000 hectares of tea in 2006, and that grew to double in 16 years. Right now, we boast of more than 45,000 hectares of tea when 60 years ago, and tea was introduced in Uganda in 2000. After more than 100 years, we generated 20,000 hectares. In the last 16 years, we've planted more than that figure. We've doubled the figure. So that is a very big plus on government. There were shortfalls, some losses and things like that, but by and large, government increased tea acreage. And it's not giving us enough. But that acreage has not had a corresponding increase in processing factories. So we don't have enough in traditional tea growing areas. And then what is worse is that tea was introduced in our areas like West Nile. Our friends in West Nile in Zomba district have grown tea for almost 10 years and they don't have a processing factory. And you cannot transport tea over long distances. You cannot transport tea from West Nile to Kasaku in Mukono here for processing. It must be from the garden to the factory within a day. And they don't have a factory for 10 years. So private sector, investors, primarily it has to be government to start with. Yeah.
All right. Now, what would be your last remarks as we have with our discussion?
This subsector tea is a strategic crop in Uganda's strategic planning. And we have had horizontal expansion of the subsector. Horizontal as in, I'm boasting of doubling the tea area. But now we need to make the depth. That area needs to give us production, and the main key to unlock production is fertilizer. And that production needs to be of quality so that we can get better money for the country. My value proposition to all stakeholders, government and development lovers of this country, is that we can double earnings from tea industry as a country within this sanja, within this national development plan period ending 2025.
Okay. All right. And thank you very much, Mr. Onesmus Masiko. Uganda tea growers?
Yes.
Tea outgrowers?
Tea outgrowers.
Tea outgrowers. And we've been discussing Uganda's tea trade post-COVID times. Just forgot to ask, what are some of the key prospects in the next few years that you have as tea outgrowers?
We are working on consolidation.
Okay.
We will, whatever the international marketing dynamics are, like this is down or up, but we are working on consolidating what we have already achieved in terms of the massive tea acreage we'll get from it.
Okay. The
quality will get better product and will earn more money. The future is bright. The current status is grim, but I don't want to take that kind of despair. The future is bright and in the short term.
All right.
Yeah.
The future has always been bright, just like Onesmus Masiko says. But for all of you that have been part of Smart Means Business this week, from 4th to 8th July 2022, it has been a pleasure having you this morning. And I'll surely be having you next week still. That will be on the 11th of July, Monday, I will definitely say. But we shall be giving you more of the updates as it's the PPDA Expo at Kololo, where different entrepreneurs and different medium-sized enterprises, as well as the micro, are definitely there showcasing and exhibiting what they have in store for the Ugandan trader community. But for all of you that have actually been part of us, thank you very much. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Paul Sonko. And then Smart24 TV is on social media as well. Twitter, Smart24 TV, and you can use the hashtag SMB, hashtag Smart24 updates, hashtag driving business for more engagement. And you can still go on our Instagram at Smart24_TV for more, and Facebook is Smart24 TV official. The website is www.smart.tv. How about our YouTube channel? We are on the journey to 1,000 subscribers, and you can definitely be part of our growing family subscribing to our YouTube channel, Smart24 TV Live. This is your morning Kickstarter breakfast television. Smart means business. Till Monday, have a blessed day, full weekend.